Welcome. I'm Larry Head. I'm the director of the Craig and Berge Engineering Design Program and a professor of Systems and Industrial Engineering. Part of my responsibilities include the interdisciplinary capstone program, which you're a student in now. I want to welcome you to the program. This is a great opportunity for you to participate in a sponsored project that's either sponsored by industry or a faculty member. And we want you to have an incredible experience working on a project. I want to see you at the Craig and Berge Engineering Design Day at the end of these 2 semesters, collecting your check for the prizes that you've won for the great work you've accomplished while you're here. One of the topics we need to talk about is intellectual property and your rights as a student working on a project. And so we've put together this short video by leveraging our experts at Tech Launch Arizona who are going to explain your rights to the intellectual property that's developed in your project. I want to ask you to think about how important it is that we actually have industry sponsors that are willing to put up money so that you have a budget to work on your project. This is incredibly important. So please give this some thought and make the right decision for you. What follows this is a video by my colleagues at Tech Launch Arizona that'll explain what it means to be an owner, what it means to be an inventor, what it means to have intellectual property in a project. This will explain it to you, and then we'll get back and figure out what you need to do next. Your job is going to be to make a decision about whether you're willing to sign an agreement that assigns your intellectual property rights to the sponsor of the project. Most, if not all of our sponsors want to retain the rights. They're making an investment. But if you don't want to do this, let me know, and we'll find a project where you can work without having to sign your intellectual property rights to the sponsor.
Hi, I'm Doug Hockstad. I am the Associate Vice President for Tech Launch Arizona.
My name is Rakhi Gibbons, and I'm the Director of Intellectual Property and Licensing for Tech Launch Arizona.
Tech Launch is the group at the university that protects and commercializes inventions that are made here. An invention is really anything that you create during your work that someone else may find value in. An invention could be a software program, it could be a new drug, it could be a new device. It can be anything really that another person finds value in.
An inventor or a contributor would be someone that had an intellectual contribution to an invention. Typically, when we're thinking about patent applications, that's a very legal definition. And what that means is inventor is someone that had an intellectual contribution to a claim that goes into a patent application.
So in the university context, when someone creates a new item, an invention, they then notify our office, Tech Launch Arizona, that they think they have an invention. That's what we call an invention disclosure.
So an invention disclosure form is, as it implies, it's a form, and we keep it pretty simple. It's a 2-page form that describes what is the invention, briefly, who made it, which are the inventors and contributors, and how is it funded. So in this case, when we're talking about capstone, most of the capstone, if not all of the capstone projects, are funded in some way. Whether that sponsor is a university, which is in this case University of Arizona, a faculty member at the U of A, or a company. In either one of those cases, it's important to note what that funding is. Typically, that funding comes with some obligations. At the U of A, that means that the university is going to own it. For a company sponsor, the company is likely to own that invention.
The difference between being an inventor and being an owner is really the inventor is the person or persons that contributed to the invention. The owner is the person that controls that invention. Often it's the same person, but in the instance of sponsored projects or employer-employee relationship, typically the employer owns those things, and the inventors are listed as inventors.
So at the University of Arizona, we're very similar to most universities in that the University of Arizona owns any inventions that are created by their employees. So again, whether they're graduate students, staff, or they're faculty or researchers, if they are an employee, the rights to that invention belong to the university, and more specifically to the Arizona Board of Regents on behalf of the University of Arizona.
In the context of the capstone program, what students need to understand is that generally speaking, their sponsor, whether it's an industry or university, is asking them to work on a project or allowing them to work on a project. And if there's an invention made, they're going to assign that invention to the sponsor. In this case, what it means is they will still be listed as an inventor, but they will not participate in any royalty sharing that might or might not occur for the commercialization of this. And they are not the owner. The owner would be the sponsor.
As part of the capstone, which is an educational real-world experience, the assumption is, and the requirement is, that students assign their rights. So if you are an inventor, you would assign your rights to that sponsor. If it's a company, or if it's the university, it would be assigned to the university. And the university or the company then become owners. A claim is a description of exactly what that invention is. So patents can range anywhere from 20 pages to 200 pages, but the heart of a patent is really the claims, and they're typically numbered, and they typically end up at the back of a patent application and start with what is claimed is, and then they're listed. That very specifically describes what the actual invention is.
Sometimes this can be complex, or at least new, and so I'd always recommend to reach out to our office to talk to somebody with any questions you have.
The best way to contact TLA is to go to our website, take a look at our team. All of our team is listed there, and you can contact any one of us.
On our website, techlaunch.arizona.edu, there's a lot of information and an FAQ to answer a lot of questions you might have. In addition, we've created an AI chatbot that allows you to simply ask questions the way you might ask a person and get some responses based on what's available on that website.
So welcome back. I hope that explanation by my colleagues at TechLaunch Arizona was valuable to you in understanding. Now, as you're going through and looking at projects, keep in mind that the intellectual property agreement may be part of being on a team. And you need to make an informed decision about what you want to do. We really want you working on great projects and doing great things, and our great sponsors and the relationships we have with them is very important. As Doug said in the video, if you have any questions or you just want to talk to them about it, reach out to TechLaunch Arizona or try the chatbot that he mentioned. That could be pretty cool to get some answers. Finally, I just want to tell you how excited we are to have you in the program, to have you participating in these projects. I think many of you have probably been to Design Day to see what it's all about, but now you're going to be the ones that are on stage collecting the prizes. So good luck to you. Choose a great project, work hard, have fun. Thank you very much.